Welcome to the 2.0 Conference 2026 here at Bellagio in iconic Las Vegas, Nevada. My name's Susie. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with today?
My name is Jev Wray, founder and principal advisor of Maverixx, of course.
Awesome. Tell us a little bit about Maverixx, what it is you do there.
Absolutely. So, I did actually start off, working with startups, in tech specifically, frontier of AI as well.
Okay.
So typically speaking, it'll be seed for about Series D, and with the one exception being Palantir, funny enough. But I work with them to build our engineering teams. But
amazing.
more recently started focusing on building my own AI system as well.
That's amazing. What led to the founding of your business?
It honestly was really non-traditional start here because I was at Microsoft for a decent time.
Oh,
and
okay. So
I
you
thought,
worked for Microsoft.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I thought I was going to be there about 10 to 15 years and more or less, kind of build my career there, go off on my own eventually.
Right.
Yeah, that didn't happen. So I got, wrapped up in the layoffs with hundreds of thousands of people. And I thought to myself, what am I going to do now? And there's just not going to be anywhere else that I'm going to have such a great experience. So I started Maverixx.
You're like, it's time.
It's time.
There you go.
Yeah.
What would you say is your core ambition and vision for Maverixx?
Core ambition and vision has actually grown over time. It definitely started off with wanting to leave a lasting impact.
Right.
Definitely as well kind of led to wanting to, build the vision and dreams of other companies as well.
Okay.
Just kind of be a part of it, if you
Right.
will. And then I started to realize that my own vision started to expand rapidly as well because, my core ambition is to leave, once again, a lasting impact on this world. But how that kind of formulated my whole vision now is that, when AI fundamentally came out, my background is in psychology and technology. So I saw myself at this specific intersection in this moment. And now building out my system, I've started to realize where my core ambition and vision has really arrived at. And I think it is in building this.
That's amazing. Let's touch on that. The psychological portion and this go hand in hand, which is kind of ironic, right?
Very
you wouldn't
ironic.
think that, but it's crucial and it's amazing what you're doing.
Mhm.
So if you wouldn't consider yourself a recruitment agency, what would you consider yourself truly then?
That's actually why I changed my domain to .ai because I truly am an AI company.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say product focused, to be honest, but
Okay.
It did start off as a consultancy, thus the advisor title.
Right.
And it led to, now that I'm building out this system, I fundamentally am building an AI company. Yeah.
Amazing. And you are a tech honoree. Congratulations. How does it feel to get recognition, not to mention your story where you were thinking you were going to be doing something for this amount of time and then circumstances had other plans, but through that your vision came to life, right? So how does it feel to get recognized, and what would you say to somebody that isn't where you are and maybe they're in a place where they're not feeling it? They're like, what do I do now? They're at a crossroads.
Mhm.
What would you tell them?
So I'll start with the first question.
Yes.
First of all, it feels, when I got the notice I was getting the award,
Yes.
I actually did feel at the time just like overwhelmed with emotion, just really quickly because,
Of course.
I've gotten recognition in different ways before, but this one kind of hit home a little bit because trendsetters, impact, all these things, they're at the core of my being.
course.
Once again, I've said it before, I'll say it again, leaving a lasting impact in this world is something I feel I'm destined to do, actually.
I love it.
So, but now going further from there, other people that might be at this crossroads, and let me know if I skipped over a question, by the way.
No, you're
Okay.
you're right on point.
Awesome. So, other people at this crossroads, I tell people, particularly founders, but just about anybody that's in any kind of situation that, you have to have two things really: vision and resilience.
Right.
One without the other, can honestly just lead inevitably to failure, and then you have to learn the other, right? And I use an analogy that I kind of describe for people, right? Whereas vision is your map, your direction in
Right.
life, where you're going.
Right.
Resilience is your ship to actually take you to that destination.
Right.
So if you really think about it, without vision, you could have the strongest ship in the world.
Right.
You're going to sail around in circles and eventually break down.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. And even in that, the vision, setting sail, right?
Mhm.
There's certain things you need on board to be able to get there, and that's what you're doing along the way.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And then now, alternatively, if you have vision but no resilience, you could know exactly where you want to go, where you want to
Right.
be, but you're going to sit at square one all day.
Absolutely.
Just
You're not going to
wargaming,
execute
wargaming.
anything. I
Yeah.
love it. Right. True. Congratulations, by the way. You deserve it. How's the conference been so far as like networking and such?
You know, the conference was great. Yeah, it's my first time coming to 2.0. I got invited last year, but I was just a little bit too busy to make it out, and
Right.
I didn't really prioritize it at the time. And coming here this time around, I wasn't coming here to sell anything or get new clients or blah 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 blah,
Right.
blah any of that stuff. I really just came to just discover, right? See what else is going on out there. Pick my head up from the head down grind,
Yes.
and see what else is going on in the landscape. Yeah,
And then all that seems to be coming anyway. Congratulations again.
Yeah.
How would one get a hold of you then if they want to collaborate with you, speak with you? What's the best way you want people getting a hold of you?
Absolutely. So the best way to reach me is my LinkedIn. The website is obviously up and running, but honestly, my website is a little bit dated. Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
We don't judge.
Yeah.
We don't judge.
But LinkedIn, and I put all my information on my LinkedIn too, so I'm always open to a call.
Amazing.
Amazing.
I
Book a
know
call with me
everybody's
schedule.
pretty much doing LinkedIn here at
Yeah.
the conference too, so that's good.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we'll see you again in Dubai or Singapore.
Yeah.
Or back in Vegas in 2027. We were
More
talking
than likely
earlier,
back
maybe
in
you'll be
Vegas.
moving here.
You're convincing me because
I'm good at
there's a lot of good reasons.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for sitting with me.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.